Hello and welcome to Believe Homestead. I would like you to meet Bones and Booth. And today we are going to be decorating out the coffin that they are carrying. And yes, this stays in my front yard year round because I like it. Now, it was a complete accident that I got the church in the background, which makes it just a little bit creepier. But I, yeah, I apologize to the church people. I'm sorry. But right now, we are in the midst of getting our front yard caught up. And what you see behind me is chicken netting, which did not actually end up working very well for our chickens. One did get out, and it did not survive the getting out portion of that adventure. So they are now securely on lockdown in the passageway garden. So in Bones and Booth's coffin, I am just cleaning out all the strawberry starts that died. And we will be putting in some, I believe it's colossus and some other annuals. And then, what was that one in the middle? It is part of the mint family. I will have to run outside and double check. I think it's catmint, honestly. Yeah, it is catmint. So nothing that we're really going to be eating a whole lot of. And I did these in annuals because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do here. I just wanted to make it pretty and happy and give it some color, give it some life, a little bit more vavoom than green. So we're going to continue walking through this and getting them all planted up and super happy. And then we will be planting our row of apple trees, which I am super stoked about. It'll be a while before we get apples, which is perfectly fine. However, we will have apples, and we will have 6 different varieties of apples. And when we get to that footage, I will talk about the apple trees. All right, and we are finally getting to the apple trees. Obviously, my husband Chris made it out there before I did. He is going to start digging the holes while I haul out all of the trees. Digging the holes is harder, and I am not the greatest at it, as you will see in later videos. I almost die multiple times. It's super fun. His balance has to be better than mine at this point because we weigh roughly the same amount. We're roughly the same height. So it can't be that. It has to be a balance issue for me. So what we are planting in this front row, there is a Wolf 1881 apple. There is a Granny Smith apple tree, a red Fuji apple tree, a Macone apple tree, a Pink Lady apple tree, and a Buckeye Gala apple tree. And all those are semi-dwarf, so they may get 10 feet tall, and we can easily reach that with a ladder. So that's why we went with semi-dwarf. One, they were out of dwarf. We really wanted the really short ones because we're fairly short people. Like I top out at 5'3.5". My husband is maybe 5'4". So reaching super tall trees, not really conducive to our height status right now. or ever. It's not like we're going to grow anymore. But these will get between 6 to 10 feet tall. It will depend on how we trim them and all of that, and making sure that we keep up on that trimming. We're going to continue these down the line as it's a shady day today because of the clouds. However, when the sun is out, the way that the sun shines on our property, all the shade from these trees is going to hit the road, and the yard will still get all of the sunshine. And we are trimming that really big tree on the left-hand corner of your screen in another video, and we just did that a few days ago to get some of those limbs up, and we need some more up, but we need a real ladder and not our little tiny ladder that we have. Other than that, we finished digging up the trees, digging up the holes, popping the trees in, get them watered. And these are probably 3-year-old trees already. I mean, they cannot be young because they have a ton of leaves on them already, and they're super tall. This took us about 45 minutes to plant these 6 trees. We've taken down 1 tree in total, and there will be a few more coming down. Another reason we wanted to plant more trees on the property is we're trying to replace anything that we know we're going to take down. Along with, we get apples. And our theory on putting them right there is when they block that view of the road for quite a bit, or will eventually in a couple of years. And neighbors and the community can come by and pick some apples if they need some apples. That's super simple right there. They don't have to come back onto the property to get anything. And normally what happens, or what used to be the way things were, was that any crop that was planted along the road, the first 1 to 3 rows of that crop were considered travelers' crops. And the travelers were allowed to come up and take some of that crop to feed themselves on their travels. I would like to bring that back. That is why we have these up in the front, is just to bring that back a little bit. The end goal for the way this is going to look is that there is actually going to be a fence there, and I want vining roses on that lower half so that we have just a gorgeous view when we look off our front porch, not of the road and the cars passing by, because there is a fairly busy campground where we live because we have a huge lake maybe half a mile down the road, and it's just amazing fishing, amazing views, and a ton of people from everywhere go to that lake. All right, we're going to get this finished up, and then I will see you back at the greenhouse area for our next project. And we are headed back to the greenhouse area. Right now I am getting ready to up pot 2 belladonna plants. This is a plant I have wanted since I was a small child. I have always loved this plant and just wanted to grow it myself. I did order 5, only 2 survived. So I'm putting them back here where it is safe because they are highly toxic plants. They are a good medicinal plant if you know how to use them, but you do want to keep them away from any animals, small children, anything like that. Like, I have nobody on the property who would think, oh, pretty berries, let's eat them, because I have them properly marked and I have let everybody know exactly what they are. And just one more warning, be aware of the places where you buy your plants from. I paid quite a bit of money for these belladonna plants to only have 2 survive. I've bought starts from other companies and I had 100% survival rate. I do go through these in another video, so I'm not going to go back through that. Just a reminder to pay attention to who you're ordering from. Like, I won't order from that company probably ever again, simply because the plants came to me so sad, and it actually broke my heart to open that package and see them the way they were looking. Well, I guess next time I do a project, I'm going to make sure I'm recording. So what I did was I thought my moonflowers died, and they haven't. So they're coming back, so I snipped off the parts that were dead to allow it to climb up the makeshift trellis out of bamboo and some garden Velcro. So 3 out of the 4 have survived. I'm not sure if this 4th one's coming back, but I'm going to leave it in the ground just in case. And the Landolini lilies are white. They're supposed to be a purplish black color. They are having an identity crisis. So it's going to be a whole bunch of white over here because these are iridescent moonflowers. But they trail about 20 feet is how long their vines go. When I got them, I thought it said 20 inches. I'm like, cool, I can totally take care of that. 20 feet, y'all. So I know that's not 20 feet, but it'll allow it to climb up and vine all around. And I'm thinking about putting a pole or something up top so it can grab onto that and keep going. But now that we have the belladonna planted, we have this taken care of, I'm going to go ahead and pot up some comfrey because I want some up here by the greenhouse so I can easily grab it for the chickens and stuff up here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this little healthy baby planted as well. We're going to prep to plant the rose bushes, a lilac bush, and another bush that I cannot quite remember what it's called. I have no idea if I'm in front because I can't see the screen on the camera because of the sky and all the gnats in the world. All right, y'all first get to see me struggle with this weed eater. Electric one it is. All right. Yeah, that's a bit of a trek, and I brought back the shrubs. Let's try this again, shall we? This thing is massively tall. Dude, tall. Oh, but look, all I have to do is that. I am going to figure out a way to like secure that down, and then we already do have flowers coming that are going to climb it, and it will be very pretty. Alright, so I went in and I worked the last few hours of the day, so I'm going to come back out here now and get to digging. dude. I swear the same two bees from last year are back. And they really don't dig me messing with their stuff. And every spider and crawly thing is running away from my voice. Whoa. Jeez. The heck? Oh, we may need to secure this fence a little better.
Yeah, that's not very good for holding on to.
Alright, hopefully she'll spruce back up. So now, time to clean up everything and go back inside, get cleaned up, and figure out dinner, because I have no idea yet. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do really appreciate you spending this time with me. And in our next video, we're finally going to be getting some more herbs into the garden, at least ones that are frost hardy. If you like this type of content, please go ahead and hit that little like button right on the nose and give it a nice little boop. And please subscribe if you would so wish to, as well as comment any ideas or thoughts you have about the design so far. Thank you again for sticking around and hanging out with me. I hope you have a blessed and magical day, y'all. Bye.